Hey, my name is Irving Tryon, and I am doing this video podcast blog for those that do not know who I am. So, I am known as Irving Tryon. I'm also known as Tryon Computers, the Actionetics guy, and Irving Tryon Consulting. So, if any of the time you hear me referred to as the Actionetics guy or Irving Tryon Consulting or Tryon Computers, it's all me, and it's just how I market different things and my different parts of my business. So I have been doing IT for almost as long as I can remember. My dad got me into it when I was young. Way back when I was a kid, he had a VIC 20. Most of you guys probably don't know what a VIC 20 is, but the Commodore 64 put the VIC 20 out of style. If you don't know what Commodore 64 is, it was before the big DOS computers and Windows computers and all that type of stuff. It's when floppy drives went around and you recorded stuff to a cassette tape. And I remember still to this day, fast forward and trying to find my save spots on the record tape, and hopefully it saved and hopefully I had the right tape. I didn't write over with another program and all that type of stuff. This was pre-internet. I am dating myself. But I used to get on BBSs, which was bulletin board system. Basically, you dialed into someone else's house and you played text-based games. And then I wait for there was some magazine my dad would get, some tech magazine, and in the tech magazine there'd be a list of BBSs that you could dial into. I remember trying to call into them, using the home phones and dial in and see what games they had on there, to see what games I could play. And so I was doing that, and I learned how to code and troubleshoot because my dad would not buy games for us. And so what we had to do was I had to go down to the Mesa Public Library and check out code books and take these code books and type in the code from the code book to get a game to work. And again, most of these were text-based games. They weren't like real fancy type of games. And so I'll spend weeks typing in thousands of lines of code, and the game wouldn't work. And it wouldn't work, and so then I'll troubleshoot because most of the games with the Commodore 64, I had a VIC 20, so now I'll troubleshoot, and I finally get to work, and I'll play the game for a couple of days and be like, yeah, this is kind of lame, and I'll do it again. But I got really good at troubleshooting and thought process and knowing how things work. And then when I was older, my dad traded the neighbor kid. I say kid because the kid you can. He's older than me, son. $100 and a baby calf. So that way I could have a 286. It was the first DOS computer we had out of the house. But the stipulation was he had to show me how to assemble it. Because again, back then, you had to build computers. You couldn't buy computers really. And if you did, they were a lot more expensive than building them. So I went over there, he showed me how to put it together, and that was the last computer that we bought from someone. All the other ones up until recently I built myself, or nowadays it's too cheap. It's cheaper just to buy one off the shelf than it is to build it yourself, and so I do that nowadays because it can't beat the price. It's so cheap nowadays. And so that's why I got into computers, and so I used to haul my computer to my cousin's house, and we'll play network games and Age of Empires and strategy games. I like strategy. I like this, and I like the overall picture. And so I've been doing that for years. Back in when I was 18, I started trying computers. I started helping people out repairing and fixing their computers and building them back then. And then I went to DeVry University. I got my computer degree, or my engineering degree in computer information systems. It's kind of a cross between computers and business. and learned coding and all that type of stuff. And again, I love troubleshooting and I was good at it. And so then I started a job in the corporate world. And I worked for Pro Systems, who got bought out by Dell. Then I was working for a big hospital company. And so I worked on thousands of computers and learned how to troubleshoot the big picture. I'm very good at seeing big pictures, but I've always had a passion for helping out the small people that need the help more, because big companies can afford to pay big money for big people. The small companies can't. And most of the time, they end up paying more money than they should for IT work because they don't know what they need and they don't know how to do it. And so I offer my services to them at a fraction of the cost, so that way they can afford me. And most of the time, the stuff I save them money on saves them money than they would not paying someone like me to come help them. And so that's been that's been a passion for years. And trying computers has supported small businesses, and eventually they get big, and they move on, and I find other small businesses that help. That's partly why I do Actionetics. Actionetics is an email automation inside ClickFunnels. If you don't know what that is, reach out. It's an awesome tool to help small people or the mom and pop people just starting out on how to spin up websites with little technical experience and start making money selling stuff online that they probably already know or probably know how to do, but they're small and don't realize how to get started. And so that's who I am. So if you hear Actionetics or Trying Computers or Irving Tryon Consulting, it's all me. It's me. It's my troubleshooting skills. Like I said, I've been doing this for 15, 20 years, and I am very good at what I do. And I love one of the things I love the most is when people come to me with a problem and say, "Hey, I got this problem. How can you fix it? Or how can we fix it?" And I love thinking my mind works that way to come up with a solution and provide that solution. I might not be able to spell words correctly, so if you see my spelling or anything's typed wrong, that's me. I'm not a designer. Biggest fights around the house is trying to hang bookshelves because I don't know, I'm always crooked and I don't care about colors, design. I can't write, but I'm really good at IT and I'm really good at fixing problems. Now that you know a little bit about me, as you see stuff pop up on the podcast or this, a lot of this is real world things that I am working on, helping out customers, helping them fix it, and that type of stuff. And I probably won't name names for some businesses because some might be embarrassed, some might not. But these are all real customers, real clients that I work with. And so now you know who I am and how I got to be who I am. You guys have a great day.